Yeah, it happened. Exactly what I was worried about. It cut out. So whatever I do, it has a max setting. So yeah, we'll see how this works out. I'm not sure, but yeah, I had to cut there, and or it wasn't me who cut, but it has this stupid function where it says max setting, max recording size, and as soon as you hit that, it's done. But what I'm saying is that this next one is actually my most recent one, but I'm saving the other one for last for that other reason that I told someone about, because that's just me improvising over an idea, and that one is called Lullaby. But this next one, which is actually like, if you think about those two, they should flip places in terms of chronological order. But like I said, I saved the fourth one to last. So I'm actually going to play number 5 right now as number 4. And again, this track doesn't have a name, but it's the one I'm the most proud of so far. And like I said, there might be a few tracks that I've missed, but I also have to keep in mind I don't have, inevitable, not inevitable, but endless amount of time to record even. So that creates an issue too. So the more I'm talking basically, the more of a problem I'm creating for myself, because I don't know if it's gonna be able to, you know, be room for it. Basically, that's what I'm saying. So I'll try to be quick about it, and hopefully I can still fit both tracks in there with my commentary and whatever. And then I'm gonna have to stitch these two together, and hopefully I can get to that page, because that was a bitch last time when I get to the editing function, because there you can just put two videos together, and it will be like one. So hopefully I can get that done. But without further ado, let me pause and get ready for track number 5, which will actually be played as number 4. Sorry guys, you don't know, but it took me forever to find it. I was like completely confused from where it was, and finally I found it. But yeah, you had to wait from the last track to see if anything more, because strangely enough, the end of that tape had a bunch of dead air. So I was like, I had to sit until it was finished, and then, not finished, but a long time, and then I forwarded a little bit, played some more, and forwarded a little bit more, and played a little bit more. And but yeah, this song is special to me because it is number 5, but I'm gonna play it as number 4, because the last one is gonna be much longer, because it's just me improvising and making mistakes over an idea. But yeah, someone said that I should include it, so I decided to go with it and say, okay, I'm gonna do that. But like I said, this one is really dear to me, because it's the one that I'm most proud of. Because it's not only is it my most recent one, but it's also the one that I think that's my best work so far. That's why. And the only issue that I can say that I have with it is the fact that there's no ending to it. And I had like 3 different versions, and 2 of them I tried to make some kind of ending, because this song is so great. How can you make an ending? And I also want to point out there's some a part where there's uh, something special going on, not in a bad way, but in a good way. Something I'm doing intentionally, which is kind of good on my part, the way I came up with it and the way I was able to put it together, and it actually works. It's like a little part that goes a different way, like an interlude, I think it's called. And I have that on some of the tracks you already heard as well. The one that's my new age one, there's a part which I refer to as offbeat, but it's technically not offbeat. It's like half time or double time or whatever, you know. But it's different timing on that one, but it works on my new age track. So check it out. Go back and see what I mean. I can't give you the time because this is an entire video of a bunch of songs, but you know what I'm saying. So, but yeah, let me get there as soon as possible because like I said, it's like I hate this system, having to deal with no more than 30 minutes something recording, you know, and then it shuts off because that's the max recording size. So, but anyway, hopefully this one and the other one, I'll put them up and I'll make them private or something and then combine them, and then that one's gonna be public, so it will have all 5 tracks in there. And like I said, there might be 1 or 2 I missed, but as you can see, having to do it this backwards way didn't help me in one bit, so it means I had to do it that way, but it's better than nothing, I guess. So, you know, and hopefully the I don't know how long the last one is, which is technically number 4, but that's is the one that's going to be number 5. It's going to be the last one in the video, so I hope we have time for that because it's quite long. I'm not going to say it's like 16 minutes, but and I want to emphasize what I just said because I'm talking kind of fast now, and you know, 16. I'm not saying it's 16 minutes, but it's long. I don't know how long because I never timed it, but it's just me improvising over the theme. But this one is something I'm really proud of because it's like me at my best level, my best song, best quality, everything, you know. And the only shame about it is like I said, I don't have an ending for it, so that's the part I have to apologize for. But this is my proudest moment in music, in creating music so far, you know. So I'll pause and then I'll re-pause as soon as I've hit that other button, you know what I mean? So it's hard doing it this way. If I had a tape, I could just pause one of them and comment and pause again, and it would be one video and it would be continuous and flowing and everything, but it is what it is. And it also has a wind effect, so that's And there you go. I couldn't even get the ending that's in the keyboard of the background accompany. You know, I don't know what they call it in, but the auto. Uh, Sorry for that. Uh, there's like an auto function when you choose a certain beat, auto chord, you know, principle, and I couldn't even get the ending from that one. So, but yeah, like I said, I don't know. There was one mistake in there. I caught that. I wasn't aware, but I'm gonna play. I'm gonna pause this and then I'm gonna play the tape further to see if the other one is better, and then I'll play this entire video back and see the total impression. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna choose if there's, but this is the only one I found so far. So if there's not other versions of it, then you'll just have to live with the fact that I made a mistake. But like I said, other than it missing the finish, like how to end it, because it's such a great track, I don't know how to end it well, because I don't want to just fade it, play something from the other parts of it and just fade it out, you know, like repeat something and just fade it out. I want, like, the tracks that I'm most happy with so far are the ones that actually have a specific ending, and that's also the case for the next track that I'm gonna play. But before I do that, like I said, I'm gonna pause and then I'm gonna check the tape to see, because I knew there was something funny going on, because this one was here and then there was this artist singing her song, and then I think there was another version, but I might be remembering wrong, so I just want to check that real quick before I play the last one, which is number 5 here, but it's actually number 4 chronologically, and that's going to be the last one I play. So hang on a second, guys. I'm going to pause now and check out the rest of the tape, and I'll be back shortly. No, I just checked and it turns out the recording goes over to a previous recording of my New Age track, because I have that one too many times around. It's probably like 5 or 6 times around. Once, sorry, once where I play around with it and speed it up and slow it down and use different effects on it, but I'm not going to play that one now. It's too long, and too, not because of it's too long really, but it's so different. It's just gonna be annoying to most of you guys and even me. So yeah, but I was just playing around with it at the time, putting all kinds of crazy effects on it and messing around with it, basically just playing with it. But I try to be serious about what I do, and the track you just heard, I think that shows me at my best. So I'm just sad that I've not been able to construct an ending for it, because like I said, I don't read notes, so I couldn't write anything down and just be like, like in my mind, see this in front of me and think, how did that sound, and blah, blah, blah. You know, I don't know how to do that. But when I'm playing live on my keyboard, if I'm able to come up with something that works, it works. But this one, because I'm telling you, it's because it's so good. I'll be honest, that's my honest opinion. It's so good that I couldn't figure something great out, because you can't half-ass an ending for a song like that. So, but at least you guys got to hear it, so I'm glad for that, because that's the only copy that survived, because I had 3 different versions of it, and 2 of them were me trying to make some kind of ending, or let the auto chord accompany thing, whatever it's called. Don't get caught up in that, you know. But I couldn't even get this one, what I played to you. I couldn't even get that one to work, or it finished too soon or something. I don't know which was the case, but it has this thing. It keeps going like forever, you know. But as soon as you press the ending, you have to get it right to get it to finish it. There was one track, I don't know if you guys noticed, but one of the tracks I played, I just did that. I just pressed the ending button and I didn't play anything more on the keyboard. I just let the auto thing do its thing, basically. So, but with the track I just played for you guys, I couldn't get that right, even because, like I said, I would prefer to make actual ending for it myself, if I can just figure it out sometime. But I would really love to have someone that could play the piano really well and create something with me to make it perfect. Because if I get the ending right, I have the track, you know. So it's missing the end. It's like 90% finished, but it's my best work so far, I think. And I hope you guys can appreciate that. And also that you can appreciate my efforts towards making this video, because it's, like I said, it's been a backwards way of doing things. And I hate doing things like that, but at least you got to hear my music. So without further ado, I'll play the last song, number 5 in terms of the order here, but number 4 in terms of chronology. But yeah, I don't know if it's gonna fit, so I'll just have to start it now, because even if it's 16 minutes long, if I stop right now, I have the chance to complete it. You know, even if it's 16 minutes. So I'll pause and then I'll get the tape to the right place, and then you'll hear it. Lullaby, it's called. Me just improvising over the idea. It's a first recording full of mistakes and it's long and everything, but just so you guys get an idea what the idea for that one was. And like I said, it's called Lullaby. Oh, and there's a little thing I forgot to mention about the previous one, which has no name, but my most proud moment. It's an interesting fact, because the idea for the track I got from a porn movie. I heard this. It was kind of nice. The I wouldn't call it a melody, because it was just some tones they were playing around with. But those 3-4 tones gave me the idea for this entire thing, and I created the whole thing. But like I said, I couldn't create an ending for it. So from something that most people see as ugly, something beautiful can be created. So, you know, that's what I did. I heard these notes and I was like, that's kind of nice. Let me see if I can do something with those 3-4 notes. And I did. And I created that song. Like I said, number 5 has no name even. And it's the same with number 3. It's just my new age track. And number 5 is my piano ballad, if you will. You know, that's all I can call it. But I think if I can get that created digitally, especially, and have a nice ending for it, it's at the level of Klederman or someone like that, you know. Although the music, I don't know where the music fits into, what kind of style it would be logical to compare it to, but like I said, I'm absolutely in love with that track that I just played to you guys. And it will be interesting once I play the video back to see how the sound is, because also what's happened with this headset, when I'm playing a cassette player, I can't hear how loud it is, so that's another problem. But like I said, I have to get going so I can get this last track along on the recording, because it shouldn't be that long, but I don't know. I never timed it, as I said. But this is Lullaby, and let me pause and then I'll repause as soon as I've done that, okay? And that was Lullaby, my number 4th chronologically, but number 5 here. And that was the last song that I was able to dig up. There, like I said, there might be a track here and there missing, but also I want to mention the fact that this track was just improvisation, messing around. Sometimes I mess up with the pitch bend wheel and stuff like that, but you know, it is what it is. It's a first recording, so it was just to get the idea down and play around with it and get some interesting combinations about how you put tones together, you know. So I'm happy with that in that sense, but I don't want you guys to see it as a finished song. But anyway, I'm slowly losing time here, you know, because if I hadn't if I could have recorded all on one tape and then just pause the tape every time, it would be so much easier. I could talk between tracks and then play, talk between tracks, play, and it would be much better that way. But it is what it is. So now you have gotten some insights to my musical side, and maybe it's not for everyone. Maybe you like harder music, maybe you like softer music, maybe you like different music, but it's the type of music that I have been creating over the years. And so, like I said, and also the first track I made was on the old keyboard, but the rest of them are made on the new keyboard, so that one is much better. And I was just listening to Richard Marx's track Right Here Waiting, and that piano on that one, it sounds worse. It's like it's like a keyboard piano or you know, synthesizer piano, but it wasn't as nice as mine, I think, because when I played the track before this one, I just played before Lullaby, I played you know, my number 5 as number 4. So, and that one, the grand piano, sounds better. I don't know how to say it better than that, but I hope, and I'm gonna finish this video now because I don't want to run out of time, but I hope that the sound was okay, and if not, I apologize for that. It's beyond my control, but at least you should have decent quality from the cassette player. So I hope you liked it. Thank you for taking your time, because this is going to be a long ass video and it's going to take me a long ass time to get it right and upload it and everything, but stay with me, be patient. It will be up as soon as I put these two pieces together. And so any other technical issues with this video, you know, there's a little piece where the camera was basically pointing to the roof because I was worried that it would go into you know, hibernation mode and it will turn black and everything, so I didn't know how that would work out, but it is what it is. And so, but you have some idea now about my music from day one until fairly recent. So I hope you liked it, and this is BeatNoLogic signing out, thanking you for taking the time, and have a good one until next time. And peace, everyone.